All right. Thanks for taking time, Greg.
Very welcome.
Yeah, we have nice day here.
Yeah.
Beautiful area too. I think the area fits
No, it's nice. It's nice.
perfectly your
Very Florida.
unique. Yeah, definitely Florida. Florida summer.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Florida summer.
The background fits fantastic way your unique car here behind us. If would you like to maybe share what we have?
It's a 1934 Ford Coupe.
Okay.
It has a 350 Chevy small block in it with a 400 turbo transmission and a 10-bolt posi rear. The drivetrain all came out of a C10 pickup truck, probably from late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
Something like that. So possibly it's a 4-bolt main, which is good for racing, but I'm not going to race that thing. I'm just driving around with it. I'm just taking it around town.
Just around the town for a little spin.
Yep.
Sunday
It's just
cruising.
fun to drive.
Yeah.
Definitely fun to drive.
Yeah, but how you mentioned, pretty big mix, yes? So there's Ford with Chevy motor or chassis from C10.
Yeah, the frame is a 34. The radiator shell is a 34. The headlights are 34. They're 34 commercial lights because the car lights were chrome. These are painted, so those are commercial lights. The tail lights are from a 37 Ford. These hubcaps are from a 57 Buick.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry, 57 Plymouth,
All right.
which is cool. And those are original.
I mean, you have also, I see, different size of tires too, front, rear.
Yeah, the back has the wider ones.
Uh-huh.
They're same size, 14-inch, but these are narrow in the front, and then the backs are really wide.
So
It's just
meaning
fun
the
to drive.
transmission, you mentioned the turbo transmission, which allows you to really roll this car easy on the highway, yes?
It'll go down the highway fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good, healthy transmission.
Uh-huh.
They put them in trucks and commercial vehicles, so they were a stronger transmission. Not that I'm going to be doing anything I need a strong transmission for. I'd probably rather have a 4-speed. That's just a 3-speed automatic.
Unique car, unique choice. Why 434?
I've always liked the style of the
Style, the body.
34s. The body style, the way the radiator comes down on the front end looks really cool.
Yes.
Just got a really cool look to it. What's really funny is years ago when I was a lot younger, I grabbed a model of a car like this. And I always liked the way it looked, but I never really looked at it close enough or said, yeah, that's the kind of car I want. When I found this, it kind of connected. And then later on, when I got the car, I noticed the little model sitting, and it's the same as this. I was like, wow, look at that. It was like looking at a vision board.
Yes.
You know, when you see something and you like it for years,
Yeah.
and then you
And
forget
it's
about it.
inside you.
But then when you see something
How
like
many
this,
years prior was that?
oh gosh, 20 years maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was just very interesting that all of a sudden I noticed it was the same.
Yeah.
But it's fun though. It's been fun. I put some work into the engine, changed the valve covers, put a new intake on it, put a cam in it that's got a little bit of a thump to it.
All right.
Nothing
So you
that-
upgraded slightly.
Nothing aggressive, but it's just
Yeah.
something that makes it sound better than just your normal grocery getter.
How many years do you have there right now, the car?
This car,
Yeah.
I guess it's going on 5 years now,
Okay.
maybe 6.
Quite a while.
Yeah. Before that, I sold a car. It was a 1931 Model A Ford.
Okay.
I sold that. I had that for 48 years.
48 years.
48 years. And I sold it to buy this.
Wow.
And I had that. I bought that right as I was graduating high school.
Wasn't original.
It was original. Yeah.
I was talking about engine. Did you have
An original engine.
four-cylinder? And
Yep.
wow, that's amazing.
It's like my pickup truck that I've got back
yes,
there
I've
now.
seen this one.
It's all original. It was
Uh-huh.
all original. I restored it completely, painted it myself, did all the engine work.
48 years.
Had it for 48 years. Yeah.
Wow.
It was needing another refresh, and I wasn't into doing it.
Yeah.
I was wanting to do something like this.
You were
So
looking for some little upgrades.
so yeah, the wife said, "You can't have two cars, only one. You got to sell one."
There's always wife behind the story.
Yeah,
Yeah. But this one is chopped too.
it is. It's chopped.
So it's 3-window chopped.
That's
because
correct.
those models exactly can go 5 windows too, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about the engine? So you have exactly here Chevy, but they used to release them with the 3 different engines back then, yes?
They had mostly the V8s in these.
Okay. Yeah.
Flathead
V8
8s.
Flathead.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Which were quite good for times back then, huh?
Well, yeah, they overheated a lot,
Okay.
so there were issues with them.
Yeah.
There were issues. I wanted to get an old car with an old engine and fix it up, but the
Okay.
more I looked into it, the more I thought, no, it's too difficult to work
project.
with them.
Uh-huh.
It's just a lot of maintenance, and they break down a lot.
Okay.
You got to go out and spend a lot of money on a newly rebuilt flathead engine for them,
Yeah.
so that you don't have all the issues. And they're still issue prone.
Small block Chevy.
So I didn't want to have all that. I wanted to have something that I could jump in and
Yes.
drive when I wanted
Just
to.
cruise, yeah. Which you do, because you're cruising pretty often. I mean, few times a week. Then car shows every 2-3 weeks. So
Right.
and you like this exactly. You're enjoying. You have some nice group of guys with classic cars too.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So definitely,
Yep.
that's
John, Frank, Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's nice.
Chip.
Yeah, but that's what it's about. That's
Good
the
guys.
entire, that's the passion and love for cars, but it's also culture, especially talking about those years there where we're talking about 30s and 40s. That's the hot rod culture.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these cars were big in the late 40s, early 50s. So they used a lot of these for racing. They used a lot of these for demolition derbies.
Wow.
So there's not a lot of them around.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, this style car, this size.
I heard
was-
about the races, like
yeah.
races at the beach or something,
Yeah.
like the gentleman race or.
Well, the Daytona was actually started on the beach of Daytona because it was flat.
Wow.
So they used that as the racetrack.
Okay.
And you can still go down. In fact, this winter when we're there again, so I'll say we'll have to take you down to this one restaurant. I think it's called Turn 3 Restaurant.
Okay.
It's right where the third turn was, or Turn 4. I
Wow.
forget what it's called now, but it's cool. It's historic. It's where the
Okay.
old racetrack was. You look down over that beach, that flat beach that's right down from there. You can actually see where the cars raced, and they're racing these things. Anything they could get their hands on. Yeah.
It's nice flat beach there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daytona has some nice beach. So that's quite a story. 48 years, one car.
Mm-hmm.
You said college? High school?
No, high school. When I
High
graduated high school, I bought it.
school.
Yeah.
Wow.
I started out with old cars. A friend of mine
Yes.
named Kurt, his mom and dad bought him a 1925 Model T Ford,
Wow.
and it was a roadster. So it was convertible top,
Yeah.
sat real high, all original, black, because they only came black. And we started working on that probably in the 9th grade. So I was helping him work on that 9th, 10th, 11th. And his dad came to me and he said, "Would you be interested in a Model A?" I said, "Of course."
Wow.
He said, "I found one." I said, "Well, what do they want for it?" He said, $350. So when I graduated high school, I bought it for $350, towed it over.
I'm not sure about the, converting right now the 350 back then to
No,
right
yeah,
now.
no,
but
yeah.
it's still a lot of money. Yes, I mean,
Nah, it wasn't that much. But the funny thing is, the cars aren't worth much. I mean, I sold mine. I got 13.5 for it. So,
yeah.
you know, and it's a shame that they haven't really increased much. The problem with them is they don't go very fast. And on today's roads, you got to keep up with traffic, or
Yeah.
you're left way behind.
Especially when you have three lines, one
Right.
direction shooting, everybody 50 minimum. So
But anyway, I was going to say that I picked that car up, towed it over to Kurt's house because my dad wouldn't let me bring it home. At the time, we had a one-car garage. My dad didn't even park in the garage, but he wouldn't let me bring it. You're not bringing that junk home back to our house. So I left it in his carport, and I went over to his house every weekend and worked on it.
wow.
He went off to college. I was in college too, but I'd go there on the weekends and work on it.
Wow.
So I got the engine rebuilt, fixed the frame all up, redid the body. I had to put all new bottom frame on the car because the frame was all rotted. I mean, the bottom of the car was all rusted off of it.
Wow.
So I had to redo all that. So yeah, no, it was fun.
So when you got the car back then, the car was already what, 40 years old?
Well, I got it in 1973.
Yeah.
So
And that's how you exactly
yeah, it
went
was
deep
40.
into entire
it was
automotive
42 years old back when I bought it.
automotive world, because you took apart and put together. So
And I did that. I was thinking, I started that even younger. I remember going down the street to a guy I met that had a Volkswagen that he was working on. I helped him change the shocks, did a bunch of work to the engine.
nice.
I was always into working on cars, and lawnmowers, back when I was younger. You know, because I couldn't work on cars till I got older. And then I had all kinds of cars that I'd buy and fix up and use and sell, and yeah, it was fun. Worked at a gas station, so I had a bunch of friends from a gas station.
Where you were back then? Where you grew up?
That was just outside of Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Isn't that one of the biggest car show exactly?
Well, the
Close
biggest
to your area?
the biggest antique car show is in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yes. Okay.
Every year, and it's the biggest antique car show in the world,
Wow.
and the biggest antique flea market for cars in the world. And I went there since before I was graduating high school. I went there with my friend because his Model T he bought. So I went with him and his dad, and I went there for 50 consecutive years. Didn't miss a year.
Wow.
50 years I went. Actually, my 50th year was supposed to happen, but COVID made it so it didn't. So I had it when I went the following year.
year. Yeah.
So I was there 50 years.
I gotta put this one on my bucket list there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's good, but it's antiques.
Yes.
Won't see many of these there, but you'll see a lot of antiques. You'll see a lot of classic cars fixed up, because a lot of stuff there is original. You know, so you'll see a few of these, but more so just regular antique cars fixed up. I mean, they have a big show there that's the national show. In fact, the home of the Antique Automobile Club of America is in Hershey. So that's right there too. You can go tour their place too. They had just moved into a new building there.
Nice.
So yeah, I've been around antique cars for a few years.
What do you think about, growing up there, Pennsylvania? 50 years in a row at car shows. That's
Even when I moved down here to Florida, I still went back up
that's
there.
what I
to
want
car
to
shows.
say. That's quite a big deal for me. I mean, you gotta really be passionate about this and love this car culture to don't miss at one time
In 50 years.
in 50 years. Yeah. What do you think about the car culture right now exactly? Where is the classic cars, American classic cars, and hot rod culture is right now in our present time, where it's going?
Real good question. I don't know, because a lot of the younger kids that were really involved in it, like I was, they're not as involved with these type of cars as what they used to be. They're into the more sports cars, the foreign cars, drifting and things of that
Yeah,
sort.
I see the drifting Japanese cars.
Japanese
It's also
car.
a culture. It's just
It
a
is.
different one.
It is.
I mean, being again, talking about myself, I'm from Europe, so I was growing up watching, when I was lucky, American classic cars, and that was always something special for me. So the moment when I got here, I was like, wow. Then attending all those car shows, different ones, different areas. I mean, the amount of the cars, of course, through the years, starting from 20s to 70s, talking about muscle cars and everything else. It's like never ending. So it doesn't matter how much I've seen, how much I travel United States, how many photographs I would capture of those amazing cars. I'm still always seeing something what I never seen before. Or talking about custom-made cars, the famous resto mods, which I'm getting more and more familiar to. So it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
They're still a big, I mean, just like I said, when you go to Daytona,
Yes.
you see it there. You see a lot of very interested people there. I mean, thousands of people show up to see those cars. So if they were dying, you wouldn't see that many folks there. But it's quite a big culture that's big in Florida.
Yes.
And it's big here because you can drive them around year round.
Year
more or less.
round.
You don't
with
have
this
to.
weather, yeah.
You don't have to worry about the snow and nasty weather.
Yeah.
Just the hot weather.
Daytona. That's exactly. I went last year, and that was quite an experience. I think one of the biggest car show here in Florida, huh?
I think so. I don't know of any other one that's that size.
Yeah.
I mean, those are all street rods and hot rods and, all that stuff. Rat rods.
Pretty
You
nice
see
experience too. 4 days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Good size swap and meet.
Big swap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big swap place there. So it's nice. It's inside the racetrack. So all that area that's inside the racetrack
Huge space.
is cars and parts. So
It's again. I mean, over all those years which I'm here, I'm trying experience as much as I can the culture and the car shows exactly. So I'm checking definitely online on the websites and following up, and some of them I'm trying to attend. I wish I could more. United States is a huge country, but what I could say that is really a lot of those cruising, the car shows all over. Here, Florida, New York, Utah, California. Even right now, we're talking about the gentleman race, which could be fantastic opportunity for me to attend and experience New Jersey. Wow. So I think it's still, the culture is still alive. I'm sure we definitely should pass to the young generation.
yeah, I'd like to see more younger kids get
Yeah.
involved. That's why when I'm ever at a show with my car and I see younger kids that come up and they take an interest in the car, I'll let them sit in it. I'll let them experience it.
And
I
that's
want them to feel what I felt. I
Yeah.
want them to understand it better,
Yeah.
so it's not lost. I'd rather expose it to more kids,
Yeah.
teach them what I know, because I've been doing it for such a long time.
Yeah. I mean, it's included
fun.
in the history of this country too.
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah.
I just did Route 66 a few months ago, so that's exactly when you're passing all those, dusty roads, those little towns.
Oh yeah.
You see a lot of that kind of classic cars. Some of them they're, left behind, of course, in the field or something. But it's just the view. It's touching the history and the traditions and everything else.
So I'd like to see our car clubs do more shows. We used to call them reliability runs.
Yes, and nice that you mentioned this, because I was exactly asking you, or you have any ideas what we should how we should, what we should offer, how we should approach, what kind of ideas we could put on the paper to keep this culture still alive 20 years from now, and keep even more interesting, or bring back the old days with the old tradition, whatever they did back then. Because I think the German race, which I mentioned exactly few seconds ago, which will be right now upcoming beginning of October, that's one of those traditions which is stays alive forever, when they are racing in those you know, cars on the beach.
Yeah, no, it's cool. No, it's fun.
So what would be your
I think, I mean, I'd just like to see more reliability run kind of deals.
Which is
you all meet up at one place.
Yes.
And you drive to a different location, like maybe we'll drive over to the East Coast.
Okay.
Check some stuff out over there. Even drive from here up to Port Charlotte, up to a car club up there and see what they're doing. Or
nice.
I mean, just
to check car,
getting
and
exposure,
kind of spend time.
Right?
Yes.
Getting exposure and driving our cars, then to just drive them to a local show and then home.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be able to go somewhere
Do
and
a few more miles. There.
yeah, put your car. You
Yeah.
know, it's called a reliability run for a reason.
For a reason, yeah. To keep how they're running, and keep them running, because they should be driven, and that's the story. When you're gonna put something in a garage and let it sit for 2 months,
Right.
it's not
I'd
gonna
rather
be
drive
safe.
it.
So,
I'd rather drive it. Yeah.
That's a great idea. I like this.
It's made to drive. Get them out and drive them.
Yeah.
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 It drives nice, right?
Yeah.
It's a cool driving car, though, I think.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Car, so it feels like it's power steering.
Yeah.
Light, and it's quick. You step on the gas and it goes.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.